covers.
Nobody can justify this.
Live from the world headquarters of Fox News.
Fox News Channel is on Sirius XM. Listen live on channel 114 now.
Well, the new year is only a few days away, and when we say goodbye to 2013, we'll also be saying goodbye to some really popular tax breaks. Here to tell us which deductions you should take advantage of before they expire is CPA with Marks Group, Gene Marks. All right, Gene, this is a big... Taxes are so confusing for people, but every year you do want to do your best to be able to take advantage of get a little bit of money back. So explain this first one that's expiring. It's a state sales tax deduction.
Right. So Rick, look at it this way. Right now, we can deduct money on our tax returns for sales tax. So for paying sales tax individually in our state, we can deduct it. 57 million Americans take advantage of that deduction. Why? Because they live in states like Texas and Florida where there's no state income tax to deduct, so they deduct the sales tax instead. That goes away at the end of this year. So to really maximize that state sales tax deduction, you want to really be accumulating all your receipts, making sure you go through your credit card bills, have all the information available of what purchases you made in your state and where you paid state sales tax.
Is there any big purchase that you should maybe make right now before the end of the year to take advantage of that?
I mean, when you think about things like cars and any big ticket equipment items, I mean, particularly with these after Christmas sales going on right now, perfect time to get out there and buy that stuff now, get the state sales tax paid in, and then take a deduction for it. It goes away in just another week or so.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. The education expense deduction.
Yeah. So my wife is one of them. There are 4 million teachers around the country. They take advantage of a little bit of a tax deduction, $250 if you're an educator for unreimbursed school supplies. And a lot of teachers do that, not only for themselves, but to help out their kids. That $250 deduction also goes away at the end of this year. So you want to accumulate all those receipts that you did during the year, particularly with teachers. You know, I mean, again, they've got budgets too. They want to maximize what they're deducting.
Yeah,
if you're a school teacher,
school funding has been so low. So
correct.
All right, energy efficiency deductions.
Right. So again, before the end of the year, you and I can get a 10% tax credit on certain energy efficient things like insulation or heaters or roofing materials. There's a qualified list of energy efficient things. So if you buy that kind of stuff, you got to get a tax credit for it. Remember, a credit you can apply to your taxes either this year, where you could carry it back or carry it forward. Very important.
So again, it's something you might want to do quickly
Correct.
to get that. What about mortgage deductions? Is that changing?
So it is. There's insurance if you get a mortgage out. A lot of times people get mortgages out. They can't make the full down payment for their house. So the bank says, hey, you have to get mortgage insurance. Up until the end of this year, you could deduct that mortgage insurance. Now you can't. There was billions of those deductions taken back over the past few years. A lot of taxpayers this year, you want to make sure you're getting that deduction in this year because it's going to go away in 2014.
That's a big one. What about IRA distributions to charity?
So when you and I, hopefully we hit the age of 70 and a half years old, we have money that's put away in our IRA or our 401k accounts, we're going to be required to start taking that money out of those accounts. When we take money out of those accounts, it gets taxed. However, if you give some of that money away to charity, up to $100,000, you don't have to pay taxes on the money that you're taking out. That deduction goes away.
Which then maybe puts you into a different tax bracket and has some other benefits.
It does. So not only you pay more taxes, but charities aren't getting the money. You have less motivation to give the money to charity. So it kind of hits people hard, on both ends.
All right, Gene, complicated matters, and you made them make sense.
Thanks, Rick.
That is good. Thank you very much. All right, her life changed forever the day of the Boston Marathon bombing. The explosion went off, and she nearly lost both of her legs. Now she's getting the greatest Christmas gift of all time. This survivor shares her story next. And how a speeding ticket could actually make you money? You gotta hear this.
The band was jumping and the joint began to swing. You should have heard